Hello and welcome to the RotoWire Esports Show. My name is Ethan Sexton, and joining me as always, DFS Chan. Chan, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. No complaints here, man. Coming off this Monday 2-game slate. How'd you end up doing today? Me personally, I went in with 100%. I made 2 lineups, 100% Rogue Warriors. I don't think V5 deserves to be favored against anyone. So Rogue Warriors seemed like a pretty easy call, and that worked out. And then I did 1 OMG, 1 Thunder Talk. But unfortunately, the OMG Rogue Warriors line I made needed to be a long stack of Rogue Warriors, and I did a long stack of OMG. So I made my money back, but not much else. How about you?
Yeah, I was the same way. I was very bullish on Rogue Warriors. Now we can officially settle the claim that Victory 5 is the worst team in the LPL because these two teams are still really bad. Rogue Warriors, that is. Yeah, and then, I actually had the long stack from Rogue Warriors and then OMG in my cash lineup. So that really worked out really well. Even though I saw some other optimal lineups that had 3-4, whereas I think Abel was the captain. And then they had 2 other OMG players and then 4 Rogue Warriors players. So, obviously in GPPs like that, you can go crazy. But, yeah, you had to get a long stack for Rogue Warriors, I think, in the optimal lineup that you can build with 4-3. So, yeah, and OMG looked solid. I think Thunder Talk had a decent chance of upsetting them in game 1, I thought. But OMG kind of pulled through mid-game, late game, with better in-game strategies, I think. So, yeah, I think these 2-game slates are tough, but like you said, you kind of on a 2-game slate like this, if you want to maximize your chances and cashing, you have to take a stance on one of these 4 teams, very few teams that we have on the slate, and Rogue Warriors was definitely one of them because they were the underdog yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, it was just Rogue Warriors. Are they worse than Victory 5? We found out today, no. But even yesterday when I was thinking about it, it's like V5 looked like the worst team to me by far. So I just ended up on Rogue Warriors, but not enough Rogue Warriors, unfortunately. But let's jump into tomorrow's 2-gamers. Chan, the first series of the day, pretty chalky, I think, in this one. It's EDG against Ultra Prime. We've got Zhao Cabao coming in, starting in the mid lane, the only real toss-up lineup issue. I don't think Ultra Prime probably have enough here for EDG, so it seems like a pretty clean EDG 2-0. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah, I think the biggest question here on this slate is whether you think EDG will score enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the biggest concern. It's unfortunate. This is kind of a 2-gamer. The second matchup is a little more interesting. We'll get to in a second, but there's only 2 games, and one of them seems like a pretty clear 2-0. So, yeah, I feel like EDG maybe as the short stack is a good idea because I do think – should we just jump right into the second series? This might be a short video, but there's not really a lot to say about EDG Ultra Prime in my opinion.
No, I think EDG will just take care of business. They should at least.
Yeah, I agree completely. But I think the second series of the day – IG and LGD will be the higher scoring of the 2. So I feel like maybe get your long stack from this game and pair them with EDG. Feels like to me that everybody will go to LGD because they're priced as an underdog. So I think I end up on IG from a leverage standpoint. But do you agree with me that most people are going to land on LGD? I actually would probably give LGD the better chance to win this series just based on form right now. I feel like LGD are playing at a better level. Wink and Lucas are back. Not really sure that's a great thing for IG, honestly. So I feel like LGD will probably win, but from a DFS perspective, I feel like the majority of people are going to be on LGD tomorrow.
Yeah, for Invictus Gaming, like you said, Wink and Lucas are playing again, starting again, and there's just no continuity for that team in the bottom lane. And that's tough, not only for those new bottom laners, but also for other teammates, their teammates in Rookie and June. I know they've been carrying that team quite a bit for IG, but as you saw in the last series, I believe it was against LNG. They got 1 kill or 2 kills in the second game in that series, I think. They just look horrible. But yeah, I mean, but they're going up against not as good of a team as LNG and LGD. So LGD has been, like you said, in pretty good form. They've dropped the game here and there, but overall, I mean, they've been a solid team and definitely has been a better team than Invictus Gaming. In my opinion. So yeah, I like LGD, and I feel like a lot of people will flock to LGD as well. But there are a lot of Invictus Gaming, truthers out there who love to play Invictus Gaming. It's, on every slate they are on. I mean, obviously, Jun and Rookie are talented. And Nenny has been integrated into that team a lot. But I just have questions in that bottom lane still, and I feel like Puff and Baolan, who started in the last couple series, are better than Wink and Lucas in my opinion. So I just don't know. I think if I were to make a prediction, I'll go with LGD. But, Kramer and Mark for LGD do not scare me as much as, let's say, Light and Iwandi did for LNG the other day against Invictus Gaming. So, I think that bottom lane might be a wash. But, I think Shadow and Zia can definitely go up against Jun and Rookie the split. So, I think it all comes down to the overall team objectives and team fights, and I like LGD in that regard.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I don't know. Just based on form, like IG just don't really inspire that much confidence with me right now. And I do think I like Baolan better than Lucas. I think Wink and Puff is kind of just a toss-up, but neither one is like a guy you really feel great about playing or that he's in the lineup. So makes for a really tough thing. I don't know. I think I just end up on IG from a leverage standpoint. Obviously, Ultra Prime are the lowest owned, going to be the lowest owned team, but I don't really think they have much chance of winning at all against Edward Gaming. So I think I land on IG, EDG, and just hope for the best. But if I was going to play IG, I think I want to focus on Jun and Rookie, and then LGD. I think to your point, GA and Shadow. So I feel like that mid jungle matchup is really what the series is going to hinge on, man. So we'll see what happens. Like in the past, we would have been all in on Rookie, I think, but Rookie isn't exactly the same Rookie from past splits either right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he fits the meta that well, and I feel like it's hard. I mean, obviously he's the best player on that team, and he has. Right. It's hard to carry that team all by himself in an LPL where there are a lot of team fights. Obviously if the Shy or the Rookie is in the top lane or on the bottom lane by himself going up against one-on-one or 1v2 even, I mean, I'm sure he can make an outplay here and there. But this meta is all about, I feel like it's more than previously, about team fights and stuff. And I don't know. It's hard to carry just by one man troop there in IG. So yeah, I mean, I like LGD. I just cannot believe when I saw the odds. I don't know what it is right now, but when I saw it, it was almost even odds, and it was I think IG was the favorite when I saw it, negative -120, and then LGD was -110. So it was basically a toss up when I first saw the odds, and I feel like LGD should be the favorite in my opinion, just based on the fact that they just beat Suning, and right. Suning was up and rising team, in the last couple weeks, beating some good teams or rather beating the teams that are below them, including BLG. BLG wasn't a bad team when Suning beat them. So yeah, I mean, I feel like LGD should be the favorite here over IG, but maybe Vegas or some, odds makers know something that we don't know.
Which is often the case from time to time. It was a little confusing though, because, it's on DraftKings, the pricing, they're basically the same. I mean, but LGD are a little bit cheaper. But it is a little confusing because LGD are ahead of Invictus Gaming in the standings. But I guess, IG still has that name value, former world champs, of course, and all that stuff. So maybe that's playing into it a bit. But yeah, I mean, even though I said I'm probably going to end up playing IG, I do think LGD should have been favored and probably are going to win this series. So it makes it kind of tough. But I think just two-game slates, to me, it's more about trying to get leverage than anything else because you just don't have the option. So I think that's why I end up on IG. But maybe it's more of a chalk cash game slate. Edward Gaming LGD could be good for cash games for sure. So maybe I should go that route a little heavier tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like this morning slate, Rogue Warriors versus Victory 5. I saw in like most of the cash contests I saw, definitely V5 as the favorite were more highly owned than Rogue Warriors was. And this might be another matchup where we take a bullish position on LGD and just play LGD, But yeah, I mean, right now I'm looking at the odds and it's an even odds. It's at even odds, like
right.
minus 115 for each team. So that's still surprising to me. But yeah, I mean, might be like you said, maybe due to the name recognition, and then also they think with Wink and Lucas playing in the bottom lane, they think they have a better chance. I don't know. I don't think so, and it sounds like you don't think so. So
no, I don't either, man.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely on your side here, but kind of a weird one. I think that's definitely the better series to target for DFS. I would make my long stacks from that series and then pair them up with EDG. Chan, sort of short and sweet. We're only at 11 minutes here, but it's hard. It's a 2-game slate already, and then EDG pretty chalky in that first matchup of the day. Anything else you want to go over before we jump off for the day, or do you think we kind of hit everything that needs to be hit?
I'll mention one more thing. In terms of the kill pace, in terms of the data, Ultra Prime has been playing very fast. Obviously, they and not in just games, but in a lot of losses they've had. They're at 0.92 combined kills per minute compared to let's say LGD at 0.89, and then Invictus Gaming at 0.79, and then lastly EDG at 0.76. We've talked about this before about EDG on previous slates, but they tend to focus on macro game and team, objective, playing around objectives and late scaling. So they tend to play on the slower side. But Ultra Prime, having the fastest pace in games and also in losses that I'm looking at, they have the fastest pace in losses for all the teams on the slate. So yeah, I mean, I think EDG's kill upside is definitely increased playing against Ultra Prime. But ultimately, I just think, like you said, LGD and Invictus Gaming game will produce a lot more kills. Also, because Invictus Gaming in their last series against LNG a few days ago, I think LNG scored 24 kills in game 2, and then 24-1. So Invictus Gaming got 1 kill, and then LNG got 24 kills, and it's rare that LNG gets 24 kills. So that kind of shows that Invictus Gaming was either tilting or just giving up a lot of deaths in that game too after suffering a bad loss in game 1. So I like that game, like you said, for LGD and Invictus Gaming, that matchup to produce more kills than the Ultra Prime and EDG matchup.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough, man. I mean, sorry, guys, a little shorter today, but this slate is not the best for talking DFS, unfortunately. If you've liked, we'll be back, tomorrow with a 4-gamer at least, so that'll be nice. And then, unfortunately, there's no LPL on Thursday, Chan. I don't know if you know that or not. So it's a 2-game LCK slate on Thursday, which is weird. But we'll worry about that when we get there, man. If you guys have liked this video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel down below. If you want to try out RotoWire, you can go to rotowire.com/try. Free 10-day trial, no credit card required. Once you're signed up, rotowire.com/chat. You can join the Discord. Chan and I are in there talking whenever there's questions, anything like that. So feel free to check those out. Chan, good luck tomorrow. Hopefully we survive the chalk and come out the other side, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Thanks, Ethan.
All right. Take care, man.